Now, the only local news in high definition. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 5.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Christy Harton. We continue to follow the latest developments in the breaking news that we've been covering from Crosbyton. The body of missing little Leah Marie Aguirre has been found in the backyard of the home where she was last seen. You'll recall she was reported missing on Monday after CPS called to check on her in that very home. That's when her caretaker, Matilda Alvarez, told them a man posing as a CPS worker took her and left. Family members tell us the FBI has been questioning Alvarez all day in Crosbyton. Now, here is our first look at Leah's caretaker. This is Matilda Alvarez. We're getting this courtesy of Facebook. She lives in the home where Leah was last seen and found dead. Now, we do know that earlier today, Matilda was taken into police custody, not arrested, but taken in for questioning, and had been questioned for several hours that we know of so far. We also have a crew who's in Crosbyton. Two crews, one who is at the house where little Leah was found, also another crew who is at the Slayton City Hall where we're waiting for a news conference from the police department in Crosbyton about the very latest. Now, we also have a crew who's in Slayton who is following the latest on Leah's mother, Tina. Now, we spoke with Tina yesterday, and she has told us multiple times that she had heard rumors that Tina had said that she would sell her daughter for $2,000 to have her daughter shipped off to Mexico, and Tina told us that she was heartbroken about that. Excuse me. She was heartbroken about that, and that she was ready to see her daughter again. She was in Slayton taking care of a family member, and the whole reason she had put this little Leah in the care of Matilda was because she was unable to completely care for her because she was caring for a family member at the same time. She tells us that she was getting ready to go get Leah back from Matilda when the CPS discovered that Leah was missing. Again, we have two crews who are in Crosbyton and another crew who is in Slayton. We're waiting for that press conference now. Sorry, guys. Hang with me just a moment. We're trying to find out. We've got a live shot that's getting ready to go up so that we can get the very latest there in Crosbyton. Trying to find out if we have anything on that yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and skip on to our next story. We are coming back to this developing story. Sorry, hold on, I'm getting more. There we go. Tiffany Pelt is live in Crosbyton with the very latest on this breaking story. Tiffany.
Well, Christy, that press conference was supposed to start about 10 minutes ago, but we're still waiting on the Crosbyton Chief of Police. But like you said earlier, really the only things that we know is that FBI agents earlier today, shortly before 3, confirmed that they found the body of missing 2-year-old Leah behind the caretaker's home. That caretaker, like you said, is Matilda Alvarez. Now, she was brought in for questioning around 11:30 this morning, and she spent all day being questioned by agents. We're told that she did take a polygraph test. Now, again, Alvarez is the one who initially told police that a man named Miguel, posing as a CPS worker, is the one who came to her house and took Leah. She's the one who gave the agents all that information, but at this moment, she has not been arrested and she is not charged with anything. But again, we're going to break in live with this press conference as soon as it starts, so just tune in and we'll be sure to get you the latest updates. Christy?
Okay, thank you for that live update. We'll hear back from you in just a moment, Tiffany. Now, let's look back, if we can, at that picture of Matilda. This is the very first time that we're getting a look at this caretaker. Now, FBI and the Crosbyton Police Department have not told us that she is a suspect. We just know that Matilda is the woman that little Leah was in the care of and was found in the back of her home. Again, we have a crew who's in Slayton, where people are starting now to gather at Tina's house, the mother of Leah. KCBD News Channel 11's Alex Zielinski joins us now with the very latest live from Slayton. Alex.
Hi, Christy. Well, it's a very sad scene here, as you can imagine. Family pouring into the house behind me, which belongs to Tina Aguirre. Now, when we showed up and initially talked to her, she wasn't aware of the fact that her daughter had been killed. In fact, we had to kind of break it to her in a roundabout way and tell her that Leah's body perhaps had been found. Now, she said hypothetically, if that were Leah, that she would be devastated and heartbroken, and she possibly wouldn't be able to forgive Matilda. Now, I asked her about the relationship that she and Matilda and Vanessa, who of course is Matilda's niece, had, and she said that Vanessa and Matilda were extremely nice. She trusted them with all of her heart. They had a very good relationship. As we reported yesterday, she would call the house out in Crosbyton and go and talk to see how Leah was doing, just to make sure everything was in order. Now, what she did tell us, we do know that the baby's father is coming down from Oklahoma to be with the family here at Tina's house, and we were on scene when Tina, the news was broken to her about the baby's death. She was absolutely distraught and beside herself. We heard wailing from inside the house that said, my baby, as she hugged her relatives. So again, a very sad scene here as a family grieves for the loss of their child. Christy.
Alex, I know that you spoke with Tina yesterday, and she said that one of the things that little Leah loved to do is spend time with her mom, and Tina actually said that she was just getting ready to go get Leah back into her home. Is that right?
Yes, she was under initial CPS investigation for matters relating to drug tests, she told us yesterday, and she said her CPS caseworker said that she was clean and was working to get the baby back to her by the end of the month. Now, we don't know if that played in to the baby's disappearance, if we're tying things together, but we do know that yes, Tina was supposed to get the baby back by the end of the month, and that just adds to the devastation for this family.
Okay, Alex, thank you for your live team coverage as well. We'll have more on this developing story. Again, we are waiting for a press conference there in Crosbyton. We have 2 crews who are there. We'll have that, and we're expecting to bring that to you live as soon as that's available. In other news, we're learning more about what happened in the moments leading up to the shooting death of a Lubbock man outside of his home yesterday afternoon. Police say 22-year-old Dustin McClellan was shot just before 5 p.m. outside his family's home in the 4300 block of 60th Street. The shooter, 23-year-old David Castaneda, then committed suicide just blocks away outside of Christ the King Cathedral. KCBD News Channel 11 Sarah Blake Morgan joins us now with the latest. And Sarah Blake, was this a shooting that was just a random act, or did these 2 men have some kind of connection?
Well, Christy, what happened yesterday was not a random act at all. According to a close family friend, Dustin McClellan's older sister had dated David Castaneda in the past. She says that he'd been harassing her and that yesterday Castaneda tried to run her off the road, leading him to the family's home on 60th Street. We're told Castaneda got out of the car and started bashing her truck. That's when McClellan's mother came out and saw he had a gun. She ran back inside, but her son Dustin ran outside. And Tina McKee says Dustin was shot trying to protect his family.
Her son went around her and come out and started hollering at him, telling him to leave. And Lippy said when she seen him pull the gun, she hollered for Dustin, but it was just too late.
McKee added that McClellan was a good person. She says she's not surprised Dustin did what he did because he was always willing to lend a helping hand. Christy, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah Blake. Vice President Joe Biden heading up President Obama's task force on gun control violence met today with the NRA. But as Biden prepared to propose new laws opposed many in the NRA, the nation got another reminder that we do have a problem. Steve Handelsman has a story from Capitol Hill.
Hi, Christy. Thanks. Good evening. The NRA has a lot of political power here on Capitol Hill. Question is whether it's been weakened, if at all, by the massacres in Aurora, in Connecticut, and today's shotgun shooting in California that left a student wounded. Another SWAT team at a school. Another shooting incident. The images from near Bakersfield, California hit cable news networks as Vice President Biden said he'll send to President Obama on Tuesday a proposal to change U.S. gun laws.
Diminish the probability that what we've seen in these mass shootings will occur, and diminish the probability that our children are at risk in their schools.
Biden, who met with hunting groups today and the NRA, is expected to recommend a new ban on assault weapons and large capacity clips, and setting up a stronger background check system. No exceptions for gun shows and the internet market, where 40% of guns...
Baby Lee Marie Aguirre. That address is within the 500 block of South Ashire in Crosbyton, Texas. During the course of the search warrant, we requested the assistance of the FBI Evidence Recovery Team During that search, the body of a small child, a female, was discovered in the basement, concealed away in a box under some clothing and in a bag. Moments prior to this press release, I placed Matilda Alvarez under arrest, and at this time the charge is capital murder.
Do we know how long she had been there in the basement?
No, we do not.
The last time the mother said that she talked to Matilda was Christmas Eve. I mean, could it have been that long, or was it something that y'all think just happened recently?
That we don't know. Of course, you know, the autopsy will be pending. We're hoping to get that scheduled tomorrow morning, and hopefully at that time we will know more.
Does it look like this was done on purpose? Accident?
As far as the cause of death, any remarks by me would be speculative at this time. She was intentionally concealed and intentionally hidden from any other person, from anyone who may be looking for her, for anybody that may have been trying to help her.
And Matilda's the one who told y'all the story about the CPS worker coming to the house, taking Leah. Was that just a lie? Is that something she made up to?
We don't know right now how much of her story is true. We're still conducting our investigation. We know that Matilda was the last person to have seen the baby, presuming that this is in fact the remains of Leah Marie Aguirre.
And I know there was a lot of question about whether the mother, Tina, was involved in this with the rumors of selling, you know, possibly selling her daughter to Mexico. Has she been cleared? Is she connected to this in any way?
Our investigation is still continuing. It would be very premature for me to stand here and tell you this is the only arrest that's going to be made, or even if there will be others to follow.
Can you tell us anything about what led you to search the home in the first place?
Just standard procedures of we did initial walkthrough under exigent circumstances. We saw nothing initially out of place. You really have to have been there to understand and grasp how well concealed her little remains were. They were behind a shelf in the cellar, in a box under clothing, wrapped in plastic bags. The person that concealed her body went to great lengths to do so.
And so how exactly did y'all find it if she was concealed so well? Was it something that led y'all to that specific spot?
Through some statements made by Matilda during our interview with her, there appeared to be great concern for that particular area of the house. So the FBI's team focused their efforts to that area, and shortly thereafter discovered the remains of the little girl.
Chief, I know there's other children in the home. What's their status at this point?
CPS has been participating in conducting a parallel investigation, and it's my understanding that those children have been temporarily removed from the home and placed in a guardian's custody.
And as far as the other people who live in the house, are they currently being questioned? We know that they were questioned earlier this week.
Yes, we're still continuing our questioning and our investigation.
Does she have any previous criminal history?
That I do not know. I honestly don't recall off the top of my head whether or not she did.
Is she making any more statements, or is she requesting an attorney?
She is continuing to make a few statements, yes.
And her
Chief, although we may not be looking for that red Ford Focus anymore, are you still encouraging people to call in any information they may have?
If anyone does have any information, and we've had a great outpouring from our communities, from the state of Texas, from our nation. I've had calls from Syracuse, New York, people wanting to report seeing a red in color Ford Focus. I don't know whether or not that is still a viable lead regarding that vehicle, but we certainly want to encourage anyone that might have information concerning Leah herself to please call us.
And the caretaker's relation to Tina, she said it was a friend?
Yes.
It's just a friend, no family relation.
This was a friend of a friend she met on Facebook.
Can you kind of go through what the investigation is doing now? We've seen lots of FBI agents, Texas Rangers, DPS. Kind of tell us about that investigation.
Right now, we're still continuing with the search of the residents, continuing with the search of vehicles that were associated with the residents. We still have family members that we need to talk to. Obviously, we will be conducting a post-mortem examination tomorrow morning, and hopefully at that point we will have more information as to the cause and manner of death.
At this point, even though the FBI is assisting in this investigation, this is still a state charge. This will fall under the Crosby County jurisdiction, right?
Right now, yes. And again, you know, this is very preliminary as far as any charges go. We're not outside the realm of further discussing any federal charges should they apply, but as of right now, the charge is capital murder, which is a state charge.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your patience with us today and every day. And I know some of you have been calling me and texting me. I apologize that I wasn't able to get right back with you over the last 2 hours. It's been
again, we're
crazy.
wrapping up a news conference in Crosbyton. That was a Crosby and Police Chief Greg Parrott. A lot of information just being released in that. We do now know that Matilda Alvarez, the caretaker of little Leah, has been charged with capital murder. A lot of information that he released in this. We do know little Leah's body was found in the basement or a cellar in a box that was covered with clothing. And he says, Chief Parrott says, intentionally concealed and intentionally hidden behind a shelf, under clothing, and wrapped in plastic. Now, he said, quote, whoever did this hid her well. And we do know that Matilda was the last person to see baby Leah. If we can get that picture up, we have a picture of Matilda that we just got this earlier today. This is
log on to kcbd.com and click on cars to search
in the death of little Leah. Of course, new information that's just coming out. We've learned that Matilda is a friend of the mother of baby Leah, who she met on Facebook. KCBD News Channel 11's Alex Zielinski is in Slayton with the family and with Leah's mother. Has the very latest on these updates. Alex.
Hi, Christy. Well, just when you said the news about the charges that are being brought on Matilda, from the house behind me, which is where Tina Aguirre is, we heard wailing. Now, as you can see, family members are coming out very sad, holding their face, tears. Everyone is very downtrodden. Now, we have seen a lot of family coming to the house. There are at least 3 cars behind me right now. There were as many as 5 at one time. And we did talk to Tina earlier today. And if I go quiet for a second, you can hear them still crying. You can see them hugging right now behind me. Just absolute sadness has taken over this household. And we do know that the baby's father is coming down from Oklahoma as even more family pulls up. And just overall, the family is distraught right now. They are hugging. They are wailing. there is no happiness going on. Now, we did talk with Tina about the relationship that she had to Matilda and Vanessa. She said she trusted them, she liked them, they seemed like very kind people. She would call the house in Crosbyton frequently to make sure that the baby was okay. Now, as you see more family going up and consoling each other, Tina is inside, and when the news was broken that her child was dead, we did hear wailing coming out from the home initially, and again, like I just said a couple minutes ago, we heard wailing coming out of the house when the charges came down. So that's what's going on here at the scene with all the family showing up. Dad expected to come down from Oklahoma, and just sadness gripping this family right now. Christy?
Definitely a lot of heartbreak in this story that we've been following since it first broke. Thank you so much, Alex. As Chief Parrott said, this may or may not be the only arrest. He says it's too premature to say if this will be the only arrest in this case. Also, I want to give you a little bit of background on how we work and the way that things we do get to this point. We've been speaking with Matilda there in Crosbyton. Our reporters have been talking with her daily since this came to light, and she's been pressured by her son to actually do an on-camera interview, and she's been pushing it away. Finally today, she said that she would do an interview with us, though she didn't want her face shown and she wanted her voice to be changed. We said, we're not going to do that. We'll do an interview with you and not show your face. As soon as we arrived in Crosbyton to do that interview with Matilda, the FBI had taken her to the police station in for an interview. So this is definitely a developing story that we've been following on all different facets. We've got more on kcbd.com. We'll have live reports coming up at 6. This again is a look at the woman that police are saying killed little Leah. Matilda Alvarez from Crosbyton has been charged with capital murder. Stay with us. We'll be right back with your weather.
During the Rooms to Go